Hello, everyone. This is a new podcast by MOER, which stands for Making Our Economy Right. MOER is a tiny organization founded in 1991 in Bangladesh after the fall of the Soviet Communist Empire. Communism, however, still exists in various forms, and this is why MOER continues to promote the liberalization of the economy, also known as the free market enterprise. Economies, unlike politics, do not thrive under bureaucratic restrictions or political boundaries. The economy is one. It is interconnected and we are all interdependent. Economies cannot survive in isolation unless in a totalitarian aura. To meet our unending demands and for our growth and prosperity, we need maximum economic freedom for the people of Bangladesh and the world. Thank you and hope you will find or at least listen to our podcast at your convenience. Hoping you like this one too. Bye now. Dada, nice to see you. And today, just to introduce you formally, Mr. Probir Haldar, right? You're an architect?
Yes.
From Delhi.
From Delhi.
Yes, and this is your first visit to Dhaka, to Bangladesh.
Yes.
But your wife, she travels a lot to Dhaka, Oditi. We met her.
I think 15, 20 years.
Wow. Now, we met Aditi when her friend, my niece Taton, was here. Shanta giyechilo kina jani na, but we went to see the Podda Bridge. Yeah? And then we had those big prawns.
Okay.
Very nice. That's very nice that apni eschen. And we hope you enjoy your stay. It's a good one here now. Weather to kharap na. তাই না যদি একটু বৃষ্টি টিষ্টি হচ্ছে বোধহয় তাই না
I will enjoy.
How is Delhi weather?
Delhi is also not very hot, not very cold now. এই সময় it was hot.
Yeah.
Delhi is now চারটে weather হয়ে গেছে.
Really?
There is dry heat that Delhi was known for. But there is a humid heat also,
Wow.
which was not in Delhi.
আচ্ছা
তারপরে winters আসে. So that's এখন মাঝামাঝি
Yeah.
moving towards winter.
But a couple of years আগে দিল্লিতে যে খুব pollution হতো, people used to get ill with coughing, this, that. এগুলি কি কমেছে?
Now, overnight, the problems have not come down, health problems. Though pollution has come down,
Really?
একটুখানি, because at the moment, government is working on a very proactive level. সেটা হলো year through, there are small vehicles
Yeah.
যারা water spray করে on the roads because of dust pollution to settle the dust down.
Yes.
So year through they're doing. আর যেটা আমি আগে দেখিনি, now they're also washing trees
আচ্ছা
the roads. আমি এটা ফ্রান্সে দেখেছি, not in India or
ওকে নট ইন দিল্লি
now
না কিন্তু ওই যে একটা ছিল যে আই থিঙ্ক আপনার দিল্লির চিফ মিনিস্টার হি ডিড ইট ওই যে জোর অ্যান্ড বেজোর গাড়ির নাম্বার প্লেটস ইট ডিডন্ট ওয়ার্ক ডিড ইট
no, it is also on,
ইয়া
but not in Jor Bejor. Now is it is on the certification,
আই মিন তার এমিশন কত
emission control উপরে. So the moment, and it is based on the amount of pollution. So they have grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. So by the time grade 4 comes, if it is grade 4,
I
pollution
see.
becomes
So you're not allowed to.
almost majority except for EVs আর কিছু চলে না,
Electric vehicles. I mean, the cars are expensive, but because ideally, if you have black fume, you buy a new one or.
এখন the way it has become now, like in Delhi, a maximum life of a car is 15 years. যেটা petrol based হলে,
I see.
and
Isn't that too less?
because they say it's the pollution level, and plus
Oh,
kind of they're becoming pro-electric.
I see.
Overall, full city there are a lot of points people can charge.
Recharge, yeah. Well, London is one electric. I mean, I don't mind it electric যদি choice হয়, but if you force me, I mind that. যেমন লন্ডনে দে ট্রাইং টু ডু দিস উলেজ or something একটা যেটা আমাদের লন্ডন মেয়র ওয়াজ স্টার্টিং টু ডু অ্যান্ড ইটস ভেরি আনপপুলার। সো মানুষজন রাত্রে যে উলেজ যে ক্যামেরা ওগুলি ধ্বংস করেছে। সো এখন দেখলাম যে দি প্রাইম মিনিস্টার হি হ্যাজ সেড যে না, we don't want to make it so hard for the motorists. We want to make it easy because CO2 and all that, এটা গাড়ি আর man-made is very low portion of it we add to CO2, but the way they make it that it's we are doing damage to Mother Earth, which is maybe a false science, maybe. So
they put in an interesting policy that নিজের গাড়ি you can keep,
yeah,
age হয়ে গেলেও you convert it to a EV, and they have places যেখানে go take off the internal combustion engine,
I see.
convert to electric. So only aim is in electric convert করে নিয়ে
yeah, maybe. But India is a huge car market, so I don't think, like London, they want that cars should not be in the road. You should do a bicycle. তারপরে the local council, এটাও যে আমার ঋষি সুনাক সে বলছে, the local council they target these cars and parking fees to raise local council revenue. So they just don't want cars on the road. হাঁটো বা সাইকেল চালাও। So because they are environmentalists, they are fanatics. They think যে আমার গাড়ি is causing damage to the earth, which is a কি বলবো, it is childish kind of a thinking, but they have been brainwashed to think that. কিন্তু দাদা ওইটা তো গেল environment. I mean, যদিও I'm just trying to be an aware person, not that I have much deeper knowledge, but then those who have deeper knowledge, I don't trust them either, because এই যে United Nations and হাবি-জাবি ওরা বলে, you don't trust them because the dissident যারা scientists, they are telling something else, but the media is not airing their views. The government is not airing their views. So we live in a peculiar times now. So আপনার সাথে আমার খুব একটা কথা বলার খুব ইচ্ছা, because we are living in a very peculiar world, and you know a lot about supplementations, vitamins, and I have been using vitamins and I get a lot of results. So ঢাকাতে there are nutritionists, but a supplementation যেমন এটাকে বলে orthomolekular.
Supplementation, and one end is supplementation.
Yeah.
Another end is it's a medical stream of curing.
Okay. Yeah.
Curing level.
Curing.
Then it is
orthomolecular. So I also became a member of an orthomolecular society in London. তারপরে ভাবলাম দূর খামাকে 80 পাউন্ড বছরে দিয়ে লাভটা কি, so I cancelled it. So but I also took visited 2 of them, so I like them, I like their approach. So that way I was delighted to know that apniyo you're an orthomolecular, and by profession you are an architect. And I don't think you have to be a doctor to do this, because there's so many doctors you can refer to, so many journals and research papers you can talk about. So আপনি আমাদের কিছু বলেন about the supplementation. Like I hear vitamin D3 is very important. আমাদের ছোটখাটো কাশি যে lungs issues, this D3 can look after you. And we are আমাদের যে modern drug industry and food industry, they don't tell us how important the supplementation is. But what the food industry promote is a a high carb, high sugar diet, and ওইগুলি করার পরে we fall ill. We have diabetes and cancer or high blood pressure or obesity হয়ে যায়, and then we run to this drug industry who wait for us to use us as a captured market. যতদিন আমরা বাঁচবো ওই ড্রাগ খেয়ে বাঁচতে হবে. So I think the orthomolecular gives us a window of opportunity to get out of this cycle and lead a proper, normal human life. And that is a life without being ill with diabetes or high blood pressure. And how are we going to do it? We'll do it by the diet, by right supplementation. এখন আপনি বলেন.
Actually, even before supplementation, it starts with our lifestyle
Yes.
and the modern way of living. So, I being architect, I mean, I'm coming from that side. Here we make good buildings,
Yeah.
and a lot of times আমরা বলি যে এসি লাগিয়ে নেবো, how does it matter বাইরের হাওয়া নেয়ার? But AC কি করছি, we don't realize we are just looking at one part of cooling ourselves, or being in tropical এখানে majorly cooling. We don't like sweating. But reality হলো আমরা যদি যত sweatটাকে stop করব, body has to take out the toxins. It will take the path of kidneys, because if it cannot sweat out, মানে কখনো যদি কারোর যদি motions হচ্ছে না, the person rushes to the hospital, to the doctor. What about আমার sweating হচ্ছে না? That's also a excretion.
Right.
We don't rush to the doctor. We are knowingly stopping it. So that whole load of excreting the toxins কিডনির উপরে চলে যাচ্ছে. On top of it, আমরা যে built environment এখন যে থাকি, আমরা কি করি, there was a time, especially আমাদের এই রিজনে, we used to use lime.
Lime.
Plain lime, many ways of putting lime. এখন কি হয়, and lime used to rely more on people, their expertise. Then industries came, so industries wanted to make money. Even before, I'm talking of before medicine. So the industries created products যেগুলো easy to apply, anybody could do it. That meant anybody can do, labor cost drop করছে, product cost high হয়ে গেল. But to take a small example, আমরা plastic paint করি, very common. Plastic paint emits VOC, volatile organic compounds, which is carcinogenic or cancer creating. They keep on emitting VOC for 10 to 12 years.
Wow.
And আমরা কি করি, in a few years we repaint and repaint and repaint. আর আমরা সেই হাওয়ার মধ্যে কাজটা আছি. On the other hand, lime absorbs CO2 for about 7 to 8 years. এতটা ডিফারেন্স। নাও একটা তো আমরা ওই এনভায়রনমেন্টে আছি, সো আমাদের বডি কি হয় জেনারেলি,
Yeah.
our body is a supercomputer. It has everything. So what it does is যখন আমাদের কোনো ইস্যুস হয় because of all these toxins, যেগুলো কার্সিনোজেনিক বলি বা এই টাইপের মেটেরিয়ালস, ওরা কি করে, the body uses oxygen and glucose from the food, and they go into the mitochondria of each cell, and ওখানে there is a cooking going on, যেটা body temperature দিচ্ছে, heat, and byproduct is ADP, or the energy molecules. That is the output. So when that oxygen is getting transferred for cooking,
Right.
sometimes কি হয়, ওর একটা ইলেকট্রন মিস হয়ে যায়, and that oxygen which is unstable, একটা ইলেকট্রন মিস হলে, so that particular molecule is running to get an electron from somewhere. So it is like যদি আমরা বাইরে দেখি জলে বৃষ্টিতে লোহা পড়ে আছে and oxidize হয়ে যাচ্ছে বা জং লেগে যাচ্ছে, that is plain word, oxidize হয়ে যাচ্ছে. So same oxidation হচ্ছে বডির ভিতরে, because একটা ইলেকট্রন মিসিং. তো বডি এখন যেটা বললাম সুপার কম্পিউটার, বডি প্রডিউসেস সাম অ্যান্টিঅক্সিডেন্টস যাদের কাজ হলো টু গিভ অ্যান ইলেকট্রন.
I see.
They are like super per days. There are 4-5 antioxidants which body creates, but that is taking into account about naturally, if we are in the right environment, about 2 to 3% এমনি creations হবে, and the body will tackle. Today's situation, this oxidation অনেক high হয়ে গেছে. Because it is a high oxidation, body is unable to supply enough antioxidants. আমরা hype হয়ে গেছে যে everything we try to take antioxidant now, but not really knowing what is an antioxidant. It has to give an electron, and there are kinds of antioxidants. Fat layer কাজ করতে হলে it has to be fat soluble. Water layer, it has to be water soluble. Then যেমন আমরা রান্না করি, ইউ কান্ট সে যে আমি লঙ্কাটা এতটা দেবো অ্যান্ড হলদিটা দেবো না। All the spices together, they make a synergistic effect of the taste.
Right.
কোয়ান্টিটিস আছে সবগুলোর। সিমিলারলি বডিতে আমরা যদি একটা জিনিস দিই তাহলে ইট উইল নট ওয়ার্ক সিনার্জিস্টিক্যালি। আই মে সে যে আমি ওইটা দিচ্ছি তাও কিছু হচ্ছে না, উইচ ইজ দি টিপিক্যাল মডার্ন মেডিকেল থিঙ্কিং, যেখানে টেস্টেও কি করে ভিটামিন ডি কম, ভিটামিন ডি দাও, দেন দের বি আ স্টাডি এত ভিটামিন ডি থাকলে বডি ডাজন্ট ওয়ার্ক, বাট ডি উইথ মেনি মোর থিংস ইজ দি ইম্পর্টেন্স। টোটাল এনভায়রনমেন্ট ক্রিয়েশন হচ্ছে।
তো আমাদেরকে যে the medical and the food industry, why don't they tell us what you're telling us?
কমার্শিয়াল
Commercial.
হাইড্রোজেনেটেড ফ্যাট। আমরা আরেকটা কি হয়েছে, অ্যাজ হিউম্যান বিংস উই লাইক দ্য ইজিয়ার পাথ। আমরা ইফ ইউ রিমেম্বার আমাদের ছোটবেলাও দেখেছি, আমরা ভেজিটেবলস কিনতে গেলে উই উইল টেক ইট, টার্ন ইট রাউন্ড, পোকা আছে, ব্যাকা আছে, এভরিথিং। বাট অ্যাজ দ্য কমার্শিয়ালাইজেশন গ্রু, এখন মলস গেলে এভরি অ্যাপল ইজ সিমিলার লুক, দে আর অল শাইনিং, দে অল লুক অ্যালাইক, chemicalized. And when that happens, তো এত কমার্শিয়াল হয়ে গেলে অন দি আদার সিমিলারলি যে আমাদের প্রসেসড ফুড, উই ওয়ান্ট কুইক, উই হ্যাভ নো টাইম, তো উই প্রসেস ফুড। তো প্রসেসড ফুড যখন আমরা করছি তখন উই নিড শেলফ লাইফ ফর দি কোম্পানিজ, and shelf life will come only when there is a hydrogenated fat. So we don't turn around and see ওটা কি কি আছে।
Right.
Every processed food has a high level of hydrogenated fat. Lot of people, lot of companies will say আমরা preservative use করিনি, but they have hydrogenated fat, which is a preservative.
কিন্তু এখন কিন্তু I think, I mean, even বাইরেও there's a lot of people, I mean, they go for organic food. They look for organic farms. আশেপাশে থাকলে এখানে অর্গানিক ফুড কোথায় বেচে, দে গো দের, ইভেন বিগ স্টোরস দে হ্যাভ এ অর্গানিক শেলফ। তো আই থিঙ্ক দ্য মুড কিন্তু ইজ রাইট ওয়ান, যে আপনারা যেমন ইউ আর প্রমোটিং লাইফস্টাইল ডিফারেন্ট, ইউ ক্যান স্টিল বি হেলদি by not falling for McDonald's and KFCs and the fast food or the যেমন বলেন shiny apple. You know how to recognize your food. So I think the timing is very good. I mean, Bangladeshও কিন্তু অনেক nutritionists, they are coming up. As I was telling you, there is a team, they go outside Dhaka 3-4 দিন বা even 7 দিন, and লোকজন যাচ্ছে, they are responding, because we were quite unaware যে what is a good lifestyle. আমরা যে জানি, just go and jog and eat and but there is something little bit more than jogging. I mean, what we eat, and তারপরে intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet, and these are all coming. তারপরে this orthomolecular. So I think we can look forward to a very nice, healthy, living. I mean, and disease free. And I think we have to be in charge of our own bodies and our own health.
It is very true, but then at the same time আরেকটা কি হচ্ছে, because of commercial reasons.
Yeah.
Because commercial pressure is high. As a human being, we want more. And I want for myself. It's all about me, not us.
True.
And everybody thinks about me. It's a me syndrome.
না, মি আছে, আসো আছে। হ্যাঁ, মি was like, let's say Aditi, she's doing not for me, she's doing for us. Even you are doing it for us, not for me, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Me and us দুই প্রকারই আছে, but I think me has sort of overtaken because they are mass producers. They are the most successful. I mean, so they can mass produce things.
Actually, it's very interesting এখানে যেটা বললেন, successive the parameters is also very interesting. Success মানে we say that আমার কাছে কত পয়সা আছে, how much is my buying power, but যার জন্য আমাদের ইকোনমিক কন্ডিশনস গুলো দিয়ে মেজার করা হয় কান্ট্রি কতটা গ্রো করছে। There is a very interesting book by somebody and which says that when people are sick in a country, more hospitals come up.
So it's good for the economy.
It grows the economy. So it's very funny যে মানে my happiness index is going down. So interesting factor হলো happiness index,
Yeah.
which encompasses lot many things than just a basic success.
Yeah. কিন্তু দাদা আপনি আমাকে বলেন তাহলে, I mean, people here, most of the issues we have also globally, there is cancer, there is diabetes, there is blood pressure, there is obesity. So how do we stay out of all this? What kind of a food regime
all
we
this
should
again
go for?
Starts from the basic same point, oxidative stress.
Okay. সেটা আমাদের একটু বুঝায় বলেন, because আপনি যে বললেন is too technical. In very simple terms, what it is.
যখন আমাদের ফুড প্রোডাকশন হচ্ছে in the body, that means energy production হচ্ছে.
Yeah.
Everything needs energy. ওই এনার্জি প্রোডাকশনের জন্য the basic primary জিনিস যেটা রিকোয়ার্ড হয়, গ্লুকোজ অ্যান্ড অক্সিজেন, they both work mitochondriaর মধ্যে to create energy cells at every level. এখন the first thing হলো ওরা যখন ট্রান্সফার হচ্ছে with the kind of environment, kind of other chemical exposures,
Yeah.
যেমন নট জাস্ট ফুড, আমরা বাড়ি ক্লিন করছি উইথ সাম ক্লিনার যেটাই লেখা আছে পয়জন,
Right.
we don't want to touch with our hands,
Yeah.
but we think the poison is cleaning my house,
Yeah.
sanitizing my house. So it is very important to understand. তো ওখান থেকে কি হচ্ছে, lot of oxidative stress increases. As the oxidative stress increases, that free electron, the electron যে খুঁজছে যেটা, that starts damaging. Now where does it attack? When it attacks again and again, there is inflammation. Inflammation is one of the major cause of
All diseases.
major, right from stomach
Yeah.
to blood pressure to lot of things. Cancer again now if I talk.
Yeah.
ওই যে অক্সিডেটিভ স্ট্রেসের যে ইলেকট্রনটা যেটার জন্য দ্যাট wild oxygen, or you can এটাকে টেকনিক্যালি বলে ROS, reactive oxygen, which is trying to get an electron to stabilize. That oxygen, when the cell is being divided, একটা সেল যখন ডিভাইড হচ্ছে, so the nucleus which carries the DNA or the programming, how fast the cell should grow, কিভাবে multiplication হবে, because as I am growing, my all parts are growing in a different way. ওটার পুরো programming is in DNA. Now when a cell is growing, the nucleus is also becoming 2. When the nucleus is growing to become 2, DNA helical structure is open for it to divide into 2 DNAs, both going into both the cells. At that point, যদি ওই free that reactive oxygen attacks the DNA,
Yeah.
then it can change the programming. It mutates the DNA. Now the DNA programming change. So at one point where there should have been growth of 2 cells or 3 cells, suddenly 200 cells come up. So where will they go? So that place will get a bump, which grows
We can
tumor.
do fasting and kill those extra cells.
No,
No?
we need to have antioxidants.
To get rid of those.
Because what is happening, DNA is disfigured. So that creates a tumor. That tumor, if again during division, if that is attacked again, it can become an uncontrolled growth, which is a cancer. Normal English is uncontrolled growth.
Right.
So there is an uncontrolled growth of cells. So this is the cause of, this is the cancer.
Right.
Now, before that happens, even if I have a tumor, I understand there is an oxidative stress.
Yeah.
Or if there is a cancer, I understand there is an oxidative stress. The moment I start giving body, okay, enough of antioxidants, যাতে কি those electrons which are coming out, they are all calm. So it doesn't spread. In fact, there are a lot of clinical studies, they show even tumors na remission হয়. যেমন I have seen myself, there একজন known-এর মধ্যে, she developed a tumor চোখের পেছনে, and ওর টিউমারটা বড় হতে হতে অপটিক নার্ভ প্রেস করে দিচ্ছিল, and she was losing vision. Regular doctor, operation, tumor removed, ঠিক হয়ে গেল.
Yeah.
After a few months, again the tumor grew. So again, second operation, third time the tumor grew. আমরা কজ দেখছি না, why is the tumor growing? I'm not.
Right.
But what I'm doing, এটা গ্রো করে গেছে, ওকে কেটে দাও। But why is it growing?
Why is it growing?
So it is, if I cut it, আবার এসে যাবে। So third time it grew and the doctor put his hands up. He said, আমি কিছু করতে পারি না। So she said যে আমার তো vision চলে যাচ্ছে। So it's up to you how long you can see. That point she started working with nutrition. And the tumor started, remitting itself. Tumor নিজের থেকে কমে যায়।
Right.
And the pressure goes out. So this is very interesting. The cancer or reverse. আমাদের known circle, now people have fear. ওই ফিয়ারের জন্য কি হয়, অনেকে ক্যান্সার থাকলে they will rush to a, যতই জানে,
The best doctor in town.
best doctor, surgery. So I know somebody very close, she got cancer. So I told them, I said, ঠিক আছে, তোমরা যাও সার্জারিতে। Surgery they went, then they went for chemo, but all around আমি ওদের প্রোটেকশন অফ নিউট্রিশনে দিলাম। So chemo কি করে, chemo doesn't differentiate between
Good and bad.
It will kill everything. So when the protection was given,
Yeah.
she got the chemo, but she had no side effects.
For that, yes.
So that is also another way of treating.
Treating. True.
The side effects were hardly any side effects.
Right.
So this is how nutrition can work.
Yes.
I have also seen, these are real, my direct Amar examples, what I've seen and what I could help people with. Somebody who was developing Parkinson.
Yeah.
So Parkinson typically বলে dopamine shortage হয়। Dopamine is produced by doing exercises. Now dopamine যখন কম হচ্ছে, in the clinical world ওরা কি করে, they will give you something called syndopa, synthetic dopamines,
I see.
যার side effect is to make the person sad.
Oh, depression.
And dopamine makes a person happy.
I see.
So this is making a person sad to stop that vibration of the arm. But if you can create somehow, give the person higher amount of dopamine, the person will improve. So this is very interesting.
I know. This is what this modern medical industry, they don't want to dwell into. Nutrition, আমি যা জানি যে আমাদের যে ডক্টর যে কোর্স করে, নিউট্রিশন ইজ এ ভেরি ইনসিগনিফিকেন্ট পার্ট অফ দ্য এডুকেশন। দে ডোন্ট লুক ইনটু ইট। I mean, like cancer people, diabetes, যারা আছে, blood pressure আছে, nutrition is very important, but we are never told by a doctor. They just give us drugs.
Diabetes directly যেটা বলে, it's a metabolism problem. And what is the metabolism problem? Again, back to the same, when the glucose formation is there, glucose has to go inside the cell. Now there is a gatekeeper called insulin.
Yeah.
So if again and again lifestyle, so again and again I'm having foods which produce suddenly a lot of glucose.
Insulin.
So a lot of insulin is required.
Yeah.
When a lot of insulin is required, body responds. But how many times? So when we keep on doing that lifestyle, so
it becomes permanent.
So what happens? The beta cells which are producing the insulin,
yeah,
they start dying and there is less insulin. When there is less insulin, glucose is unable to go inside the cells. So giving rise to high glucose in the blood because of took the cancer. That is diabetes. So we have to understand how can I have a sustained release of glucose, which is our existing condition of insulin ke balance korte pare, or maybe our body jotota insulin produce korte pare, my sustained slow release of glucose should be less than that. So my beta cells start resting. As my beta cells rest.
So Dada, what do you recommend? How do we start our day? What do we eat? What do we do to remain healthy?
It's not the 2 minutes what we do. It's the 24 hours what we do.
Okay, so what do we do?
So it's a holistic treatment when you talk.
I mean the lifestyle. So what kind of lifestyle should I follow?
To start with, first is getting up early. Amader the traditional wisdom bole of getting up early and
going to bed early or something.
And meditating. Meditation also clinically shows that we produce antioxidants.
Right.
So meditation is important.
Right.
With the meditation, physical exercise.
Okay.
So one is for the mind, one is for the body.
The body. Yeah.
Both are very important.
Yeah.
And with that both, also the nutrition what we take.
Right.
So they have to be balanced between the mental, the physical,
and what we eat. Yeah.
And what we eat. So আমি দেখেছি যে majority of the time, right food, right exercise, and right amount of meditation keeps a person in a good condition. Therefore, because of the current condition of pollution or toxics around us,
Yeah.
then there is a gap produced. যা আমরা খাচ্ছি, it actually that is should be enough. So right from production of the food, যেখানে soil condition is bad, to and in India এখন কি বলছে আমি জানি না, but বাংলাদেশ ICMR studies say last 15 বছরে 10% protein in dal has gone down.
কমে গেছে।
Now আমরা তো ডাল সেম খাচ্ছি। People say my forefathers never had protein. They had from the dal, and the dal you're having is not enough now.
Right.
Plus, the body did not require, when protein requires vitamin B's for synthesizing protein. B vitamins are low, food আছে কম আছে. So all this is synergistically leading to gap. How much protein I need and how much protein I'm getting. Supplementation, as the word says, supplementing the shortage. So whatever is this shortage, first to assess what is shortage and to give that.
এমনি কোনো স্ট্যান্ডার্ড নাই যে দিস ইজ স্ট্যান্ডার্ড vitamins you must take every day?
Standard, but most basic studies have established that a certain amount of vitamins are required. Into an interesting point comes out. Everybody
Not the same.
nah. Plus they will say there's something called RDA. Government will write.
I know. Which is never
RDA is 1930 it was made.
right.
Why it was made? Before that, people used to go to sea, and they became seasick and
Yeah.
রক্ত বেরোতো skin থেকে. So the studies, when they did the study, they realized that এখন বলে scurvy. They were getting
Shortage of C, vitamin C.
vitamin C. So what at one point of time, this UK government, long time back, they said যাদের সিতে নিয়ে যাওয়া হচ্ছে, the owner of the ship has to ensure that they get 1 glass of lemon water every day. So that the scurvy হবে না. So the RDAs were made with a very basic intent, not for chronic disease.
But don't you think it's also a little bit of like I know like in England RDA of D3 is I think 400 IU, which is nothing. I mean, my doctor in the UK, those who practice orthomolecular, they said you will at least take 10,000 IU. Now the RDA is only 400. So if I'm taking RDA, according to them, there's no gain for me. So they are really fooling me because they'll send me back to the doctor and the drugs or to the hospital.
This is actually very interesting, very correct. Because policies আছে. So whenever somebody unknowingly vitamins কিনছো, A is the quantity they are having, B is the source they're having, synthetic or natural. All these matters.
আপনি তো yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. আপনি তো Amway, you are very close linked with Amway. They are from Holland.
Amway is not from Holland, started from US.
From the US. I mean, they are very good. I mean, I've seen their vitamins and the packing and all that. And they are not very commercial in that sense. They're very selective how they market their product, isn't it?
The whole process is very interesting.
কিন্তু বাংলাদেশে তো নাই।
Maybe
আপনি যান পাঠান মাঝে মাঝে, that's the Amway I get, but it's not very well known in the country.
Officially Amway এখনো enter করেনি as a market, though Amway almost 100 countries এ আছে.
লন্ডনে আছে, and there is also agent. The area I live, there is agent for Amway. ওই contact করলো and ওই to discount দিলো because he looks after. So he knows what he's talking about. অ্যান্ড তার কী রেকমেন্ডেশন হবে টবে, যেমন আপনি আছেন সেইখানে বাংলাদেশে হাউ ডু ইউ সেট ইট আপ?
বাংলাদেশে এখন রাইট নাও বিকজ গভর্নমেন্ট কোনো অফিসিয়াল চ্যানেল ক্রিয়েট হয়নি, সো অফিসিয়ালি প্রোডাক্ট আসে না।
গভর্নমেন্টের জন্য বসে থাকলে তো
সো দ্য আদার ওয়েজ টু, যারা I've seen লট অফ পিপল বাংলাদেশ থেকে যারা ইন্ডিয়াতে যাচ্ছে ভেরিয়াস রিজনস, হেলথ রিজনেও যায়। সো whenever these people are going, and if they understand what is the requirement, they can keep on getting it.
দে ক্যান,
Every time they go, they can bring in a little.
they'll get it. ফর এক্সাম্পল, আমাদের যে এখানে ইন্ডিয়ার থেকে আগে মানুষ যে শাড়ি সিলেক্ট করে কিনে এখানে আনতো দোকানে, দিস ইজ এন ইনফর্মাল বিজনেস। এখন তো ওটা লাগে না, ইট গেটস ডেলিভার্ড ওয়ের ইউ ওয়ান্ট ইট। হ্যাঁ, তার মানে যে অ্যামওয়ে যদি দিস ইজ এ ভাইটাল নেসেসারি সাপ্লিমেন্ট, মানুষের অনেক কাজে লাগতে পারে, অনেক লাগবে। সো দিস ইনফর্মাল চ্যানেল দিয়ে আসতে পারে,
ইনফর্মাল দিয়ে তো ডেফিনেটলি আসতে পারে,
ওইটাই তো বেস্ট ওয়ে হবে।
ইনফর্মাল দিয়ে আসতে পারে। প্লাস এভরিথিং নিড নট বি ব্রট ইন, যেটা রিকোয়ারমেন্ট আছে
সেটাই আনো।
প্লাস অ্যামওয়ে কি করেছে, দে ওয়ার্ক অন ডিফারেন্ট এরিয়াজ উইথ দেয়ার, লাইক চায়নাতে দে হ্যাভ আ প্লান্ট সেট আপ উইথ চাইনিজ মেডিসিন অলসো।
আই সি।
সো সিমিলারলি ইন্ডিয়াতে কি করেছে, দে ওয়ার্কড অন দি ট্রেডিশনাল উইজডম, আমাদের যে আয়ুর্বেদ। সো এভরিবডি নোজ যে তুলসী খুব ভালো, বাট নোবডি ইন প্রেজেন্ট ডে হ্যাজ সিন কেউ তুলসী দিয়ে ভালো আছে। সো হোয়াট ইজ দি ডিফারেন্স, হোয়াট ইজ দি প্রবলেম? ইফ তুলসী ইজ গুড, কেন ঠিক হচ্ছে না? সো দে ওয়েন্ট অন টু স্টাডি, and anybody can go a little research even on net, but not by writing tulsi. Tulsi লিখলে অন্যরকম আসতে হবে, but writing ursolic acid, which is the potent biochemical যেটা তুলসিতে হয়, this is the first stage. তুলসি যখন effective, that means কিছু একটা biochemical আছে।
আচ্ছা।
In tulsi's case, it is ursolic acid. Now, ursolic acid definitely needs a dosage. How much of dose?
আই সি।
And how many times? So যখন ওইটা ওয়ার্কআউট হলো, 1 dose of ursolic acid should be 2 milligram. তো যখন ওটাকে ওয়ার্কআউট করা হলো, তো 2 milligram of ursolic acid comes out of 100 tulsi leaves. তার মানে দিনে যদি আমাকে 3টে ডোজ নিতে
নট পসিবল।
আরেকটা প্রবলেম হলো, যেটা আমরা এখন আগে বলছিলাম, অর্গানিক। অল দি পিপল হু মেক ট্যাবলেটস, ইটস এ প্রসেস অফ কনসেন্ট্রেটিং। যখন আমি কনসেন্ট্রেট করছি, ইফ ইট ইজ কামিং থ্রু আ প্লান্ট যেখানে পেস্টিসাইডস ইউজ হয়েছে, মাই পেস্টিসাইডস আর অলসো গেটিং কনসেন্ট্রেটেড। So I'm not having high quantity of ursolic acid, also I'm having high quantity of pesticides. So the moment I want nutrition, the actual organic is also very important. Then arekta jeta usually any tablet, anything, the moment we pick up, contains permitted color, flavor, and
I see.
preservatives. Who gives the permission? It's the government, not our body.
No.
Body doesn't give.
No. Yeah.
So this is very important. Now, how
Yeah.
to create something which is without? So that is why I trust Amway or Nutrilite, because they boldly write on the label. Labels are important
Okay.
because they have legal connotation.
Uh-huh.
They boldly write contains no color, no preservative, or no flavors.
But this you can write.
No, but boldly writing means another company will again try to fight with you. So that means it should be really that. So Amway writes it, Nutrilite writes it. Actually, Amway is not Nutrilite. Nutrilite was formed in 1934. This
I
is
see.
90th year running.
Wow.
Amway took it over much later.
Now, I was very impressed with Nutrilite and Amway when I saw on Indian movie Amitabh Bachchan is advertising. I said, wow, that's quite a company then. তখন I got impressed, and আমি যা পেয়েছি আপনার কাছ থেকে প্লাস লন্ডনে কিনেছি, ইজ ভেরি ভেরি গুড প্যাকেজিং প্রোডাক্ট। আই মিন মনে হয় যে you get the intuitive feeling that they seem very genuine and they want it for the best of you. Not like many other drugs, there are in the vitamins in the market, those have been found to be fake, even in Amazon. So we have to be very, very careful what we are having.
Yes.
you know. So it's very important because though they know now vitamin চলতেছে বাজারে, so ছেড়ে দিলাম, and that is fake. And
Nucleate and Amway together, they have an interesting policy here. The policy says you take the product, you consume the product 30%. And 30 days এর মধ্যে আমি বলছি যে আমার ভালো লাগছে না. It's called a satisfaction guarantee. And you can return it for 100% refund.
wow. কিন্তু আমাদের knowledge খুবই কম about supplementation, and we still think that doctor knows best. Doctor is my god. Something happens to me, I run to a doctor, and doctor takes advantage of it, gives me drugs or tells me come back again. This is the cycle we fall into it. So I think the solution is we have to know, we have to learn a little bit, you know, or we have to go to the people who want to teach us that by begin this can be brought into your control.
There are two books I will suggest. একটা হলো a very interesting name. First এটা আগে বলি, the little less interesting name, which is Optimal Health.
Okay.
Our subheading is Inflammation is the biggest killer. So this book everybody should read. This is a book by a doctor, by a clinical doctor. And this book forward is by Dr. Braid, যিনি ventilator invent করেছেন.
I see.
So it's a very genuine book.
Right.
So this is a book one should read. And again, it's not just the, you know, কি হয়, the chemicals otherwise. আমাদের প্যাকেজিং এর যে কেমিক্যাল প্লাস্টিক্স, যত প্লাস্টিক্স হার্ড হয় তার মধ্যে যে কেমিক্যাল ইউজ হয়, which is cancerogenic.
No.
So whole even the packaging is important.
Right.
So এটা একটা বই one should read. Second book is very interesting name wise. The book's name is What Your Doctor Doesn't Know About Nutrition.
I see.
And the second line says he may be killing you.
He may be
Killing you.
yeah, by his drugs.
So this is again by a doctor.
Right.
So this doctor, his wife was having cardiomyopathy. কিছুতেই সলভ হচ্ছিল না. So at one point he gave up. ওদের কোনো রিলেটিভ এসে বললো তুমি নিউট্রিশন নাও. He never believed, but since he could not do anything, বললো যে ঠিক আছে তুমি নাও, reluctantly. আরও ঠিক হয়ে গেছে. So then doctor himself নিজের অন্য পেশেন্টসের উপর ট্রাই করে. As a clinical doctor, he became a nutritionist. So he's a clinical doctor and a nutritionist. This is another book one should read. ওখানে all about, you know, আমরা যে বলি cholesterol is bad.
Yeah.
HDL is good, LDL is bad. Actually, LDL is not bad. Oxidized LDL is bad.
Yeah.
So how do you...
That oxidized LDL comes from bad food, junk food.
And oxidation is happening because of, again, that...
Wrong food.
No, that oxidative stress, which is one electron jumping. আমি আমার বডিকে যদি enough antioxidants না দিই, those free oxidants, or they're called free radicals.
Free radicals, yeah.
They will come and attack, and when they attack LDL, so that LDL gets stuck in the blood vessel line, and that stuck LDL ওকে সেভ করতে চারিদিক থেকে আরো LDLs come. So when they are coming, যেমন একটা গাড়ির অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়ে গেছে রাস্তায়, and too many people come in to actually help, but help হবে না. So police comes and removes them. So immediately I need somebody to lessen so that কাজ হোক. We take anti-inflammatory. Now instead of anti-inflammatory, if I take omega, which is again anti-inflammatory.
Omega
3. So that will help. So like this, all the nutrition start working together.
Yeah.
So even our diabetes ki kore, because of diabetes, a lot of inflammation happens. Blood vessels inflamed ho jay, and as it inflames, end organs, they don't have enough blood. That means they become ischemic. যখন তারা ব্লাড পাচ্ছে না, খাবার পাচ্ছে না, they start dying, right from our eyes to kidney. So diabetes is the biggest killer.
Right. I mean, unattended diabetes, yes.
So because of diabetes,
they take the time, but they surely kill you. Yeah.
And people don't realize the economics. ওরা বলে যে আমরা নিউট্রিশন নিয়ে, নিউট্রিশন ইজ কস্টলি, But really speaking, যদি calculate করা হয়, how much money we give for the um, medicines, for the doctor, for the diagnostic, and which is unending.
কিন্তু আমাদের একটা কালচারাল একটা মাইন্ডসেট আছে না যে ডাক্তারের কাছে যেতে হবে, হসপিটাল যেতে হবে। লাইক ইউ সেড, ক্যান্সার হলেও আই হ্যাভ টু গো টু ডক্টর, and he will do surgery, chemo দিবে, then I'm fine. But can I risk my changing my diet, nutrition, or my lifestyle? No, this, so culturally we are not tuned in to try. Fear factor. And because the government, which is responsible, I don't know why they are responsible, but so far they are the last word on health and WHO. So they tell you this because they always support and encourage the big pharma, the big food industry. And this is what the population should be having without any question. So
simple thing, I mean, at this point, both say, as you said, COVID.
Yes.
WHO, governments, and ইন্ডিয়াতে তো হচ্ছিল আমি জানি না এখানেও কিনা যে আফটার কোভিড সাডেনলি সামবডি উড ডাই, হঠাৎ হার্ট অ্যাটাক করে গেছে কোভিডের পরে, সব ঠিক ছিল, অর কোভিডের পরে এনার্জি নেই, অ্যান্ড কোভিডের পরে বলে যে ব্লাড থিনার্স দিতে হবে বিকজ ক্লট ফর্মেশন হচ্ছে। নাও ইফ ইউ সি অন ওয়ান সাইড ইজ দিস ব্লাড থিনার দিচ্ছে, ক্লট ফর্মেশন হবে। আফটার কোভিড লট অফ হেয়ার ফল, আফটার কোভিড মাসেল পেন। এবার এইগুলোকে যদি আমি আরেকটা ডাইমেনশনে দেখি, ইট ইজ দি বডি ইজ হ্যাভিং ডেফিসিয়েন্সি অফ ভিটামিন বি। অ্যাজ বি ভিটামিন বি ডেফিসিয়েন্সি হলে হেয়ার ফল হবে, ভিটামিন বি ডেফিসিয়েন্সি হলে প্লেটলেটস টেন্ড টু স্টিক টুগেদার দি ব্লাড অ্যান্ড ক্লট। সো ইনস্টেড অফ গিভিং ভিটামিন সি যাতে ক্লট, or ভিটামিন বি যাতে
B12 specifically, yeah.
So one way is to give vitamin B to reduce clotting, and one way, let the clot happen, and a blood thinner di. So the governments and people are giving blood thinners,
right.
Let the clot happen.
Right.
Why not give vitamin B?
এগুলি প্রমোট তারা করবে না, বিকজ প্রমোট করলে ওদের ইন্ডাস্ট্রি বন্ধ হয়ে যাবে তো, তাই না? দে হ্যাভ এ ভেস্টেড ইন্টারেস্ট, বাট এগুলি দে হ্যাভ লট মোর অফ দিজ ভেরি ব্যাড policies that they don't declare, which will definitely harm people. And some say they also want it as a depopulation. They don't want to see people so healthy and living so long because they're a burden. So they make them ill and then send them to the drug industry, let the drug industry make some money on them, and that's it, get rid of them. This is the WEF, যারা আছে এখন Davos থেকে Klaus Schwab and all that. আমাদের Bill Gates is also involved in it. So they're doing all this. আমি শুনলাম বিল গেটসকে নাকি ইন্ডিয়া থেকে বের করে দিচ্ছে একদম, কেস টেসও করছে নাকি ওর নামে। তারপরে যে আমাদের সিম্পল জিনিস যখন ডেঙ্গি হয়, there is a paper, I've read it definitely, that B12 definitely helps your platelet, and hemorrhagic যে ডেঙ্গি হয়, so people rush to the hospital, they die. So B12, তারা বলছে B12, this year I saw this, and তার আগেও তো 2-3 বছর ধরে দেখতেছি যে if you have dengue, chikungunya, encephalitis নাকি একটা আছে, all these malaria based viruses, you have ivermectin, and you can bounce back, your liver, everything stays better.
Deficient করে দেয় বিতে।
আচ্ছা, this is ivermectin. So এগুলি আমাদের WHO, WHO গভর্নমেন্টেরও বলে না। দেশে আপনার ডেঙ্গি হলেও আপনি হাত এতক্ষণ লম্বা জামা পরুন, মশা কামড় না খাইতে পারে, মশারি দেন দিয়ে, কী বলে, গাছের গোড়ায় যাতে পানি না জমে, এখানে ডেঙ্গু মশা হয়। আমাদেরকে কোন লাইনে চলে যাচ্ছে? দিস ফিয়ার মঙ্গারিং।
Yes.
But this is, ivermectin, আমাদের এখানে কোম্পানি সুন্দর বানায়, it's very cheap and available. In England, you can't buy it without on the shelf. I mean, I know I paid about £800 just for a couple of them during COVID time, because I've heard doctors telling ivermectin can help you, because in Canada, in some care home, there were a lot of scabies or something like that, so they gave them high dose of ivermectin, and none of them got COVID. So those kind of issues, but they don't. They এটা তো পুরা একটা আমাদের ইউটিউব বন্ধ করে দিতে পারে, but this is a পুরা criminal,
There is more interesting evidences and things যেটা কাজ হচ্ছে না. We call something called autoimmune. কোনো ঠিক হবে না, immunity attack করছে. But reality কি করে is it's a gut product. আমাদের গাটের থেকে টক্সিনস বডিতে ঢুকে গিয়ে it is attacking the body itself. That means gut has to be improved. So right now আমার কাছে একজন আসছে যার rheumatoid arthritis, যেটা বলে কোনোদিন ঠিক হয়. 13 years he's suffering, continuous ব্যথা, and about a month he's with me. I have worked more on his gut and less on his joints.
Okay.
And he's improved a lot.
Wow.
So gut is the cause. আমরা ওকে জয়েন্টটাই বলছি ড্রাই হয়ে যাচ্ছে, জয়েন্টটাকে ঠিক করো, but gut is the basic.
Gut is the issue.
So many people are having thyroid. Gut. So gut is very important. Gut কেন খারাপ হচ্ছে?
Leaky gut.
The amount of antibiotics আমরা খাচ্ছি.
And also the food. We have high carbs and this high insulin diet.
So it is killing.
And we are always eating.
একদম, so আমাদের gut খারাপ.
Stomach doesn't get rest.
So a lot of things এখানে আবার like you said, solutions. Another thing one can do is it's called a gut resetting.
Gut?
Resetting,
yeah. By giving different
bacterias. And now say bacteria gulo, now this is where a quality nutrition comes. I can take bacteria regularly. কিন্তু কি হয়, আমার গাটে এত প্রবলেম আছে, the bacteria go in and they are killed.
Exactly. The bad bacteria kills it.
So there are now Nutrilite has produced an interesting gut product.
Wow.
Which is called pre and probiotic.
I see.
So the probiotic is the bacteria. So they have chosen a strain which is very strong, everything. And also a prebiotic, which is food for the bacteria. So it's like they are sending the bacteria with a tiffin box. You have your food, you set up your colony and start working.
I've had this. I have this nutritionist in London. Or dokane gele, she keeps on pushing it and now. She did a probiotic, khub sundar.
Huge difference.
I bought it, but I never used it.
It makes a big difference.
But I went the other route, and my gut is fine. There's one doctor, Sazine something. She's from Morocco. Have you heard of her?
No.
She's on Twitter.
Okay.
And she works on this gut. And good gut jar, she will give it to the guy with the bad gut who's got a leaky gut and fix him up. And she says the same thing. That tomar shop problem, health problem is solution, and the start is the gut. If your gut is okay, everything is fine. So actually we don't know, and our doctors or our government or WHO will never tell us. We need people like you. আপনি যদি আসেন, if you make it an effort, you come more often, আপনার কিছু we will try to set you up with few friends here. And we all getting old, we all in the wrong direction. So if you can আমাদের যদি পাথটা চেঞ্জ করে দিতে পারেন, then there is hope for us, but at least as long as we live, we can live healthy and not be in a big Pampers. এখন নাকি big Pampers are sold more than the small Pampers because we don't realize what we are eating. We don't have the idea, the information নাই. যেমন ফর এক্সাম্পল আমার ডক্টর লন্ডন বলেন, এখানে বলেন তোমার ব্লাড প্রেশার হয়েছে, লাইফ লং খাইতে হবে, তোমার ডায়াবেটিস হচ্ছে লাইফ লং, which is a lie. Either they are lying to me or they are ignorant about it, or they are just salesmen of the drug industry. যে তোমার ড্রাগ লাগবে। আমি এখানে ডায়াবেটিক সেন্টারে গেছি, দেখি দাঁড়ায় আছে সব পেডলার্স অফ ড্রাগ ইন্ডাস্ট্রি। হোয়াট ডু ইউ ওয়ান্ট? বলে আপনার প্রেসক্রিপশন দেন। আচ্ছা, ওয়াই শুড আই গিভ ইট টু ইউ? আপনি কি ড্রাগ লাগবেন? বলে ইউ আর এ টাউট, ইউ আর সেলিং ড্রাগস, হু টোল্ড ইউ আই এম ডায়াবেটিক? So এই যে environment set up, it is done by these people called WHO and the government, and তার সাথে যে big pharma ঢুকে গেছে, and we are glad that we have people like you, who have realized it. You're an architect, but you've come here. Aditi was also very sick at one time. She had an accident, and we helped her to recover. So that has given you a lot more confidence that what you think and doing and prescribing, you're doing the right way. And I also feel it, that I don't trust my doctors. Yeah, if I break my leg, I'll go to my doctor. But I don't trust my doctors at all. England or America or ekhane na. But those who are nutritionists here, India, Canada, I somehow feel I can trust them because they want something good for me. And of course, আমার তো করণীয় আছে. I have to get up, I have to do your, as you said, meditation, the right food, the right exercise, ওটা তো আমার lifestyle তো করতেই হবে.
Absolutely.
It is... So, Dada, I mean, do you want to add anything? I mean, we are meeting again on the few days' time, and we'll have few of our friends, and if you could also just have a chat, and Poreo will continue this, and Amway, I use Amway, Neutralite, but I want a little bit of direction. I mean, how many supplements should I be taking? There are a few basics, like, and some say there is no end to basics. You can have as many, but I'm not in that mood.
I'll tell you a very interesting thing in supplementation.
Yeah.
Supplementation হলো যেমন শুকনো মাটি, যখন মাটি শুকনো, I put water, মাটি শুকিয়ে যাবে, আমি আবার দিলাম, অনেক জল দিলাম, there will be a point যখন মাটি শুকোবে না, and there will be a point মাটিতে জল ঢুকবে না. So this is the biggest difference between drug industry and nutrition. Drug হলো আমি অল্প দিলাম, body resistance বেড়ে গেল, আবার বাড়ালাম, body resistance বেড়ে গেল, and I keep on increasing lifelong.
Yeah.
Nutrition, I start with a very high dose because my body is deficient.
Achha.
As my body starts recovering, as my symptoms go, because cause is going.
Right.
যখন ওটা হতে থাকে,
You scale it down.
You scale it down, and there is a process of reducing. যেমন suppose I am having something 4 tablets a day, nutrition, and আমার আর কোনো symptom নেই. So what I do, 4 এর জায়গায় start having 3 a day.
Okay.
Continue for about 15 days to 1 month.
And see how it goes.
If no problem is coming back, because অনেকগুলো জিনিস একসাথে কাজ করছে. So, but sometimes আমরা অতগুলো দেখতে পাচ্ছি না, so you reduce one thing at a time. About 15-20 days, 1 month দেখলাম problem হচ্ছে না, reduce one more. So there will be a time when maybe you closed it.
You don't have it here.
And you have a little problem. So what you do, you go back to 1. Keep on having 1 for 6 months. Again, have alternate day. Then every 3rd day. And stop, let's keep on reducing.
But don't you think there are some basics, like at our age, like D3 is one, magnesium is one, তারপরে আপনার যে E is another, and omega-3 is one. These are basics. I mean,
most basic holo a very good quality multivitamin,
yeah.
Very,
good B complex.
And
a good B complex, yeah.
And a D.
And a D, yes. But multivitamin D, the D will be there unless you're deficient in D.
Multivitamin ওতে কম থাকে. And plus আরেকটা খুব বেশি important জিনিস হয়ে যায় as we age, হলো protein,
yeah.
Now D আর প্রোটিনে আমরা
প্রোটিনটা কেমনে নেবেন সাপ্লিমেন্টেশনে?
See, protein is a very dicey product for you.
Yeah.
এই জন্য বলছি protein is important. কিন্তু how to identify a good protein? Because I've seen people protein.
Go for meat.
Meats have very low protein.
Meat?
I mean,
beef?
If you see
fatty beef.
Quantity of protein the body needs. সেটা enough না, আর সেটা যেখানে enough আছে, maybe it's in a complex form, body doesn't synthesize it. যার জন্য কি as we age, আমাদের skin loose হয়ে কুঁকড়ে যায়.
Yeah.
That is because of protein lacking of protein. So তখন supplementation করতে হবে. At least in India.
তো তখন B খেতে হবে?
না, protein and B. আরেকটা যেটা আমি একটা বললাম প্রোটিন খেতে হবে, আরেকটা যেটা আমরা ইনিশিয়ালি বেসিক্যালি বলে থাকি, বয়সে ভীমরতি হয়েছে, ভুলে যাচ্ছে, উল্টো পাল্টা না, অল দিস ইজ বিকজ অফ ল্যাক অফ বি খেতে হবে।
এটা আবার আছে আমাদের ওষুধ দেয় কোলেস্ট্রল কমাতে, ওটাও তো ডিমেনশিয়া হয়, অ্যালজাইমার্স হয়,
বিকজ ইট স্ট্যাটিনস রিডিউস
মাসল এক হয়,
স্ট্যাটিনস বি কমিয়ে দেয় বডি।
কিন্তু ইন্ডিয়ায় আমরা ফেসবুকে আই গট টু নো হিম, হি ইজ ইন গোয়া, Dr. Daryl DeMello.
Okay.
নাম শুনছেন? তো হি ইজ ভেরি নাইস, ও কোভিড পেশেন্ট হাবি, হি অ্যাড্রেসেস, টেলস পিপল। তো ও বলছে যে আমি স্ট্যাটিনের জায়গায় আমি দিই, কলচিচিন না কি একটা আছে,
আচ্ছা।
ওইটা দিই বলে I prescribe. So you can't discuss these things on the Facebook.
Yes.
So you have to be somehow, but somehow he told me that yes, আমি ওইটা বাদ দিয়ে, because a lot of complaints and a lot of side effects, আমি এটা দিচ্ছি। হ্যাঁ, আর যেটা আমি জানি এটা কোভিডের সময় আমাদের এখানেও ডাক্তার দিত।
Statin is very dangerous.
It is. There's one doctor here, brilliant doctor, Dr. Tariq Alam. He started that তোমার and he saved so many people lives. ভাই তুমি এটা লাগবে না, ওটা যেটা এক্সপেরিমেন্টাল কি দেয় ওইসব এইসব নিও না, বা ডিরেক্টলি তো বলতে পারে না। সো টেক আইভারমেকটিন। তো আমাদের বাসায় সবাই হ্যাড ইট, উই অল হ্যাড কোভিড, বাট উই অল no issues. We took
It's a cold, it's a basic-
vitamin D3, ivermectin 3 days, you're fine. তো অ্যান্ড এই যে ফ্লু শটস আর একটা আরম্ভ করে, আমি তো লন্ডনে ফ্লু শট তারা বারবার টেক্সট করে, তুমি your time for your flu shot. I said I don't want it. So then they get very disturbed. হ্যাঁ তুমি বলছো you don't want it.
It's a big industry.
Yeah. So আমাদের ডক্টরগুলো, we can't trust them. And they don't look at you properly. They want holo, nali, if you're ill, they send you to the hospital. Go die there. And it's a welfare society. If you're a certain age, they'll kill you there. They'll send you to the care home and you're dead. So it's a whole racket. And these few people are making money out of people in a very wrong way. বলেন দাদা, আপনি বলেন।
You're very correct. Actually, and plus, আরেকটা কি হলো, old age means vitamins আর এসব does not mean to increase your life endlessly.
No.
They mean whatever life I have, whatever age I will live up to, that is fine. But I should be enjoying and having a good quality of life.
Absolutely.
That is-
I want to quote one of my friend who said, Nizam, I want to, ওই যে প্যাম্পার পরে আমি 10 বছর শুয়ে থাকবো না। I can survive 10 years, but wearing a pamper in my bed, I don't want to vegetate. I want to walk to my grave.
Yes.
I want to be healthy. মরবো তো আমরা সবাই,
সবাই।
বাট আমি ওইভাবে কেন মরবো? I'll die one day, I'll fall flat, fine, that's okay. My age হয়ে গেছে।
Quality of life.
Quality of life. I completely agree with you. I mean, I can live 30 years on the drugs, but why should I go for that? Why can't I go for something 30 years I'm good, healthy, I'm enjoying life. তাই না?
একদম।
তো দাদা, very nice, আপনি কষ্ট করে এসছেন, today you've just arrived. হ্যাঁ, and so nice to see you. And আমার তো খুব সাহস বেড়ে গেছে যেহেতু আপনি কাছে আছেন। I know any problem, Dada is there, I can sort it out. And the same way, বাংলাদেশেও একটা বেস তৈরি হচ্ছে, this nutritionist. And আরেকটা কথা বলিনি, there's a person I met, maybe he's also in his late 60s. He had a bloating issues, stomach. Well, whatever I'm eating, I'm bloating. So I went to this cheating hospital, আমাদের যে আছে এখানে। So they did endoscopy, then they did colonoscopy, they found nothing. So then he's also a Canadian citizen, so he went to Canada. So they did the same, twice then, endoscopy and colonoscopy. They found nothing. So then he came back, he's still very bloated, big stomach, whatever he eats, stomach is
You
ballooning.
will be absolutely fine.
আচ্ছা শুনুন না, so then his mother said, hey, why don't you see this homeopath? And this homeopath, I've got his number, I'm going to call him and meet him. Well, he lives in Tangail, which is about maybe 60 miles from Dhaka. He teaches in some college there, maybe homeopathy. He comes to Dhaka once a week, you see him. He went and saw him, he just even do no investigation, nothing. He said, hey, he got this problem. And this is my dose. Well, no, I'm fine. But look at me, my stomach's gone, I'm fine, I can eat now. So this is the magic of healthcare that our WHO and our government and our big doctors, they're hiding from us. And it's time we expose them.
And what you said exactly, I don't know about Bangladesh. So many people are suffering of bloating in India. And you know the basic cause? It's the dishwashing soap.
Oh my God.
You know, what
Detergent.
they wash,
The detergent.
is the cause. The first thing I tell them, you change the soap and majority of the problem is gone.
My God. Oof. So nice, so terrible. But Dada, very nice. And আমরা আপনি যখন দিল্লিও থাকবেন, we'll try to arrange এরকম discussion.
Yes, we can do that.
Like if suddenly if something is happening or whatever, we can always exchange.
We can always do. Yes.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. It was nice.
It was my pleasure, and I really like to learn more from you. And I hope আমরা যারা আছি, we can spread this message that hey, there is a way out of all your health issues. And I think it also starts with what we're eating.
Yes.
We got to stop eating junk and rubbish and eating so
Actually, I
frequently.
wanted to quote something.
Please
When
go
we are
ahead.
ending, I'll just take a minute to
Bolan.
take it out. This is by Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama, yeah.
So he was once asked that what surprises him most.
What
This
is?
word. What surprises him most?
Okay.
আপনাকে সারপ্রাইজ কি করে? So I'll just take out I want his words.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Take your time.
So he was asked this question, what surprises you most about humanity?
Yeah.
তো ওনার আনসার ছিল ম্যান ওয়াই বিকজ টু স্যাক্রিফাইস আই জাস্ট ওপেন দিস
Yeah.
what just a minute. So he says man because he sacrifices his health in order to make money. Then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health, and then he's so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present,
Yeah.
and the result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived.
That's very nice. Yes. So Dada, thank you very much, and we'll do it again.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Making our economy right, or MOER, is all about a natural individual economic sovereignty, which we have surrendered to our governments. This has been a fact worldwide for decades together. MOER understands that a combination of individual freedom, monetary freedom, the free markets, and property rights can propel economic prosperity in every household in all nations. But how do we bring these to reality or correct the condition that we are in? I think it is by discussing on various platforms with the people that we become aware of the economic truths in knowing what serves us best. Is it the government or us, the people? We want you, not some ivory tower bureaucrat or a Nobel laureate, to fix your economy by proclaiming your naturally endowed economic rights. Thank you. And MOER will continue to talk with people as we do now. Thank you.